perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A good start. One play, 10 yards. Good job there. Pretty simple. The hole was created. Runner just darted right through.
Yeah, that's the kind of play teams are looking for to have some success early in a ball game. And if you're an offensive play caller, you mark that run down. Make sure you keep coming back to it throughout the game until they stop it.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Again, it's Henry. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That one a first down pickup of 8.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 12 yards the pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
To throw is Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Play action. It's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. And Jackson throwing once more. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Jackson now. This will be caught at about the 6. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And his kick here is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards the pickup there.
Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
Now Mahomes.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll, and now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Here's Mahomes to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Mahomes going to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. Mahomes now to throw.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, That's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Flowers. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. That is incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And he goes out right around the 39.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 3.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Now this goes to the former Raven, Marquise Brown.
His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now here's Mahomes. Throw left side, completion to Rice. And that's good for a gain of 6. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 29-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 19.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And again, it's Mahomes.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs 1st down as he's down at the 17-yard line.
3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rice. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now it's Mahomes again. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Henry up the middle. And they're able to bring him down at the 20.
41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Throwing is Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Running from the gun with Henry.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Here's Jackson to throw.
And Jackson going to have the 1st down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 36. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
That's complete. Left side to Bateman. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. To throw is Jackson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Here's Jordan Stout now.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they stouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3. That's into the hands of Worthy.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That'll be caught by Rice. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Two yards to go, 2nd down.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ballgame now, and he's got a first down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, Don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Mahomes going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now Mahomes. The quick slant caught. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Pacheco will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Jackson now.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
From the gun on third down, Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Now Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. A big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
And this one is right down the middle. And that'll bring them back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got him in. It's Brown. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
That one caught by Rice.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well, great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now here's Mahomes. Caught on a slant. Touchdown.
Xavier Worthy.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Slot man moves right. Jackson from the shotgun.
Throw caught by Flowers.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire fourth remaining, so stranger things have happened.
In motion left, Flowers. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
To throw is Jackson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, right at the 40. Jackson options out left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
Credit the stop there to Leo Chanel getting into the backfield and stopping him in his tracks. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located in different stadiums.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. To throw, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Mahomes going to throw.
He'll drop this off to Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Mahomes now to throw.
Able to find Gray here.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
A short throw caught by Andrews. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. Here's Jackson to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but it left him no room to run as he goes straight out of bounds. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And Jackson throwing once more. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, 2nd half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. From the gun, Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Rashad Bateman on the touchdown throw from Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had two previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Now Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
With no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd and 9. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. In motion, right one of the tight ends. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Got a man. It's Brown. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down. But the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. They'll send a tight end in motion right. And again, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. That's Gray. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Now here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground.
And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. To throw, it's Mahomes. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Mahomes to throw once more. This is caught, and in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Rashee Rice.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a while. Are you loosened up? But even more so, best product out there.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he'll be out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Jackson now. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
They complete it to Hill. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
2nd and 10.
To throw again is Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
From the gun, it's Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
The ball on the 16 for 2nd and 10. Flowers going to go in motion right.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. He will push his way down to about the 14.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
They go play action with Jackson. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Jackson. And it's caught. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Here now, 2nd and goal. Throwing, Jackson.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. Jackson to throw.
Escaping the... And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson punching it in from a yard away.
And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Now Mahomes.
That is intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson. Connecting with Andrews.
I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Jackson. Pass complete. It's likely.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. No hesitation, goes right back to likely.
Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Jackson.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Here comes 2nd down.
Here's Jackson.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One last shot for Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.
The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Kansas City.